they'll never know, right? Or will they? Lately, I've been seeing some social media posts being shared on multiple platforms, and it got me saying, wait a second, I've seen this before. Welcome to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. I'm Katie Brinkley, and you're listening to the premier podcast for business owners ready to elevate their influence and impact in the industry. Have you ever wondered how digital marketing can revolutionize your business? With 2 decades of experience empowering business leaders, consultants, and coaches, I understand the transformative power of digital marketing. Today, we're not just discussing strategies, we're crafting your digital legacy. In each episode, we'll dissect the trends, strategies, and insights that are shaping the future of marketing. You'll walk away with actionable knowledge to thrust your business forward and stories of local enterprises making a global impact. Are you ready to turn insights into action? Let's jump into today's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing and start shaping your legacy. Welcome back to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. I recently had the opportunity to sit down with Taylor Williams of Williams Law Firm here in Denver, Colorado. And she and I, if you listen to the episode, it's a great one for anyone that is looking to make sure that they're doing the right things when it comes to what they're putting online. And I feel like I need to maybe put some money behind that episode because I've been seeing a post get circulated around social media. And you might have seen it too. And it really upset me, this post, because when I first saw it, I said to myself, wow, this is a really good post. I had no idea. I'm so glad that this person shared it. And I never really would have thought that this person would share it. But cool. Then about a week later, I saw the exact same post show up in my feed from a different creator. And this creator didn't give credit to the post that I saw a week ago. He made it look like it was just their own. And it really got me thinking, how much of this is going on? How much copying and creativity stealing is going on out there? And I know that with social media, there's a lot of people out there doing the same thing that you do, that I do. A lot of us have similar beliefs. But if you're copying and pasting your content from somebody else's original work, one, it's not legal, as you can find out with the episode with Taylor Williams. But two, is it really ethical? And if you are under the impression of, oh, no one will see or no one will know, especially if you have a bigger audience, you should know better. Now, when I was back spending a lot of times over on Clubhouse, I was creating a lot of Clubhouse generated content and tips and strategies. And a lot of my content was getting copied and repurposed for other people doing it. And some people would give me credit, but the majority of them didn't. And part of me wanted to be flattered, but then another part of me said, wait a second, come up with your own stuff. This was my creativity. And I want to just share the post that has been making its way around social media because it is a really good post. And so if you see it, I want you to go give credit to where credit's due because it's from a creator on Instagram, on Twitter, who actually X, that created this post the first time back in December. And this post is really picking up steam on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of the platforms. And I have yet to see anyone giving the creator credit. And the post is about the Stanley mug. So the post reads, "This Stanley Cup is teaching us a multi-million-dollar lesson. Sometimes you don't need a new product, you just need a new audience." Stanley is a 110-year-old company, and in 2019, they hit $73 million in sales. Their primary target audience were working men who needed to stay hydrated on job sites while hiking. So I'm not going to read the full post, but essentially it goes into saying that they rebranded in 2019 and 2020 for women. Those watching on YouTube, I got my Stanley mug right here, my branded pink, and they're now making, in just last year alone, they made over $750 million. So sometimes all you need is a new brand. And it is a great post. It was very well written. It had a lot of great key takeaways, but no one's given the creator credit. So what exactly is okay to take as inspiration and what is okay to take and just steal? Because I follow a lot of creators. One of my good friends, Carol Bardasano, the Digital Buzz over on Instagram, she and I are in very much alignment with our philosophies. And sometimes she'll talk about something. I'm like, that was a really good idea. How could I put my own take on this? So I'll use other people's content that they've created to put my own spin on it, which is very different than literally copying and pasting, even using the same image as your own work. I challenge all of us to be creative. And when you see someone stealing or copying someone else's work, let the original creator know or let them know that you recognize this. With being content creators, it sometimes can feel like we're on the endless hamster wheel of content creation. But when you have some form of long form content, or if you know your ideal client, the questions that they're asking, it's not hard to create content for them. And it's really easy to copy and paste, but it's not ethical. I had another client, Kim. She is a home designer. And so all of a sudden on Instagram, she saw a picture of a house that she had organized and a fridge that she'd organized. She said, wait a second, I know that fridge. And she reached out to the person. She said, excuse me, where did you get this photo? She said, oh, I think I got it on Pinterest. And she goes, because it's mine. Would you mind taking it down? And the other person said, no. I had to get Instagram involved and all this other stuff. But this is the thing. Pictures that are on Google and on Pinterest are not for anyone to take and use. Things that are written on the internet are not copy and pastable. If you are thinking about copying and pasting something and using it as your own content, please be mindful that somebody else could see it and that it's not worth it to post at all. You should take the time to create your own thoughts, your own words. I know that the 4-post strategy is a different way of creating content. It's a different way of thinking. But really, once you know the strategy, you're not ever going to be sitting down saying, I have nothing to post about, because you always are going to have that one key idea that you can build from, that you can create from. And you're not going to have to go, this is getting a lot of traction. This is going viral. I want to share it as my own. Post your content that makes you stand out from the crowd, that helps you build your community. Going viral is not a business strategy. Community is going to be a focus as the internet continues to evolve. With AI coming in, it's more obvious than ever when AI is helping to write content. Bring the human, bring you into your social media. If you haven't had a chance to listen to the episode with Taylor Williams, I highly recommend you do it, regardless of your content strategy. Anything that you're doing online, it's really good to know what you can and cannot do. Taylor is a wealth of knowledge in this episode, so be sure to listen to that episode. And I encourage all of you, be intentional with your social media and be mindful of who else on the internet could see what you're sharing. And if you are thinking about copying and pasting, think again. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. I hope you're leaving with valuable insights and the inspiration to lead your market. If you've enjoyed our time together and found today's podcast episode useful, I have a small favor to ask of you. Please hit that subscribe button to stay updated with the latest episodes. And if you know someone who could benefit from these episodes, maybe a fellow business leader or an aspiring entrepreneur, go ahead and share this episode with them. Let's spread the knowledge and grow together. Also, I'd love to hear from you and continue the conversation beyond the podcast. Visit me at katiebrinkley.com to connect, to find more resources, or just to share your journey. And be sure to pick up your copy of my new book, The Social Shift, at katiebrinkley.com/book. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Katie Brinkley, and I can't wait to dive into more strategies and stories with you on the next episode of Rocky Mountain Marketing. Let's keep on taking your marketing to new heights.